First of all, obviously excited about joining the Detroit Lions. Nostalgia for me. My dad coached with the team in the 80s. Different facility, those that have been in the old Silverdome. But just as a kid going to Oakland University, shagging balls and watching James Jones and following around Pete Manley and those guys, it was just such a great time for me just to be around the NFL. It was my dad's first NFL job. So to be there for training camp, to meet a lot of the players and be there for a Monday Night Football game against the 85 Bears, like that was an exciting time for me. So nostalgia to be back in this area. I went to Rochester Adams High School, so did that a couple weekends ago, went back up to Rochester Hills and drove around a little bit. So it's been a lot of fun. On the professional side, I've always seen myself as an NFL coach, even though I've been in college for a long time. And the entire time I was at Stanford, every offseason, I studied NFL football. So obviously picking the top teams to look at, I've always watched this offense. Really studied it intently for the last 3 years, but I've always been one of the offenses I looked at. So just so fortunate to have this opportunity. Very grateful to the organization, Coach Campbell in particular, to be able to see that I could have something to add to what they've had going on here. What I was looking for, I always knew that I wanted to come back to the NFL at some point in time. And what I was looking for, I found last year in Denver. And it was a great opportunity to work in personnel, to look at the game from a different point of view, knowing that eventually I was probably going to come back to the coaching side. And I just thought about it towards the end of last year. What am I looking for? And number one, I was looking for alignment between ownership, management, coaching. Obviously, that's done here at the highest level. I was looking for an opportunity to come in and contribute, but also learn a lot of things that I wanted to learn here from the staff that is here right now. But I also want to be able to contribute. And I found that opportunity here as well. And, you know, as like anything, I also want an opportunity to win. And the staff here, starting with Brad Holmes and his staff, have continually put together a competitive, aggressive physical football team with a very similar mentality that I always coached with, which was to try to be the most prepared, most physical team every single game day. I think they've done that here, which gives you a chance to win on top of being fast and explosive and all those things. So it seemed like a perfect situation to come into it. And you throw on top of it one of my best friends and John Morton taking over as the offensive coordinator, and our history together, starting at the Oakland Raiders in 1998 and learning John Gruden's version of Bill Walsh's West Coast offense. And over the years, he and I have kind of taken it in different directions, but have a lot of the same base. So it's been fun coming back with Johnny, seeing where we've been different, finding a lot of commonality, and really excited about the way he's directing this offense. And very fortunate to play a part. And it's like, I can't say this enough, being able to learn from Johnny, but also being able to learn from the coaches that are here, and the philosophy and what they've put in here. Johnny's been saying it, and I agree 100%. We're not here to disturb any of the positives that have been going on here, but we want to add to it. And one of those things I believe in, it was on our wall when I was back at Stanford, is every single day you're getting better, you're getting worse. You're never staying the same. So we're not resting on any laurels. We're trying to push the envelope. We're trying to grow. We're trying to push ourselves and push the players to be better. And that's the goal every year, is to be better, to go farther, and take our best shot at winning that trophy. Well, the mentality for me, there are a lot of different levels. Number one is self-scout. Who do we have? What do we do well? What do we need to work on? On top of that, who are we playing? What do they do well? You know, how can we best attack them? And then going back to us again, okay, what have we done in the past that we can either get better at or keep doing, but then also what goes with that, right? The runs and the play action, make sure those things marry, and all the formations, and make sure that we're not saying, hey, we're going to come back and do a carbon copy of last year. And last year's dead. It's gone. right? It's in the history books, you know. We got a chance to write another chapter. So we're not going to be ogling at what happened last year. We're also not going to be held to it either. Brand new year, different players, different coaches, different opponents. So it's really taking stock in who we have and what we have, and making sure that we get the most out of everybody in the building, coaches, players, everybody. When I joined Jim Harbaugh at the University of San Diego in 2006, I said, this is a one-year deal. I'm coming here for a year and I'm going right back to the NFL. So towards the end of the season, we won a national championship. We played really well, broke a bunch of records, and I was on my way back. And Coach Harbaugh was up for a lot of different jobs from San Diego. And he kept saying, hey, I got the chance here, chance there. I said, Jim, I told you I'm going back to the NFL. Like, I'm done. I'm going back to the NFL. This was great, but I'm going back. And he said, I have a chance to interview at Stanford. I said, well, hold on a second. If you get that one, I'll go with you, but no other ones. He got that one. And I don't know, 16 years later, but so that short trip to college football ended up being a long time, but it was always in the back of my mind. I give a lot of that credit to John Gruden. He trained me, and he trained me as an NFL coach. So that was always my mentality. So if you ever watched us play, we look starkly different than most college offenses. They're fortunate enough to get Vic Fangio to come spend a year with us. So offensively and defensively, pretty much my entire time at Stanford, we were a West Coast-based NFL offense and a Vic Fangio-based NFL defense. So my off seasons, as I said, were, yes, it was also, that's what I plan on coming back to, but it was also who we were. So I didn't study a lot of college film in the off season. I studied a lot of NFL film, always knowing that I wanted to come back to the NFL. I just didn't know it was going to take so long. Well, I mean, that's the game, right? Take stock in who we have and go attack the other team. So that's the mentality right now is, and once again, I love everything that you said. I never base it on stats, right? Stats are for you guys and everybody else. I never base it on stats. I base it on film. What do our guys do well, and what can they work on? And everybody that you just mentioned is awesome. And thus far, they all know they have things to work on. None of those guys have come back and said, hey, look what I did last year. Like, no. They all want to get better. We all want to push the envelope. So that's where my excitement is the mentality that Coach Campbell has instilled here, which is we are always in attack mode. We are never in, hey, look what we did mode. So Coach Campbell's done an outstanding job with all of us about making sure that we killed last year dead. No pats on the back, hey, look, none of that stuff matters, right? We are starting from ground zero. We're starting the season 0-0. You don't get credit for last year. All you get is no more opportunity. And that's where we're about our opportunities. And we have a lot of assets, which is great. And it's our job to get the most out of those assets. I was a head coach at Stanford for 12 years. Never took an NFL interview. I would say on average, probably turned down 3 a year over the first decade. Not going to be specific on any of those. So as you all know, I'm a coach's kid. And so growing up in this thing, I have a lot of little principles. 2 of them are, number one, when you have a job, get the most out of that job. I'm not peeking over the fence. A lot of great things out there, and that's great. I had a great job, and I wanted to get the most out of it. So that was the thing for me. Was I always wanted to go back to the NFL, but so much of it is about timing. And I loved what I was doing. I loved where I was doing it. I loved who I was doing it with. And over a decade, we were a top 10 winning team, which not only Stanford, but no academically high-ranking team has ever had a run like that. And I wanted to finish that run, knowing that whatever next was going to be next. The other principle I have is not taking a job thinking about getting another job, right? So I don't think of this profession as stepping stones to other things. So when I was going to take a job, I'm taking that job. So I'm not taking this job to see if I can build enough equity to get a head coaching job. I took this job to take this job. I want to be here. I'm fired up to be here. I'm excited to be here. If something else comes out, that's great, but that's not why I took this job. I took this job because of who's here and what's been built here. Give a lot of credit to Sheila for her vision and putting the front office together and the coaching staff together and setting the foundation for where we are here. And that's what I wanted to be a part of. Now, as far as going back to Johnny Morton, and the more that you all see him and hopefully the few opportunities you have to talk to me, which I don't want there to be a lot. Once again, it's not why I came here. You'll get the, we present very, very differently. We are flip sides of the same coin. Super competitive, Gruden trained, geared at truly how can we dissect this defense and use our assets to do that. So we have a very, very similar mind in attacking defenses and the way we see the game. And although we present very differently, since the first day we met, our personalities have meshed. That we just mesh. And it's, once again, I don't know however many years it's been since 1998. We've always been close, and we've always pushed each other too. It's not one of those relationships like, we'll just kind of say hi every once in a while. It's like, hey, you looking at this? Hey, what'd you see there? Hey, why'd you guys do that? So we've always had the personal side and the professional part of the relationship that is always meshed. I don't know if it's better or worse, or it just is. Just embracing who's in the building, and making sure that everybody's got a chance to contribute. And Johnny's going to make the calls and make the decisions. But there's a lot of really good, strong voices in that room, including Coach Campbell, who's got a great eye for the game and for techniques and for scheme. I think and he's just got the mentality of like, we just can't, whether last year was good or bad, it doesn't matter. It's over. What we have right now is an opportunity to get the most out of the guys in the building. Similar to what I said about the players, there's a hunger in Jared that I think is great, because you feel it. You feel it in the meeting room. You feel it when he's out there on the field with the guys. He's playing up. He's trying to play up to a standard and bring everybody up along with him. I've known Jared and known of Jared for a long time, since probably his junior year of high school. I've got no complaints. I'm just extremely excited. I have one complaint, just he went to Cal, but that's a whole nother deal. But as far as him being in the upper echelon of this league, he absolutely is. And I'm really excited to be on the same side.